As a child, I felt the pull of the mountains. When I looked up at their heights, I wanted, instead, to look down on my life below, like the thin air would protect me from the world. I was drawn inexorably to ridges and summits as the snows melted in the spring, and stayed until winter chased me into the forested valleys. As I grew, I spent my freedom with the goats and caribou. My earliest memory of disdain was just below the summit of Gilpatrick Mountain, where I left my family with their fear of falling. How could one come so far, only to turn around with the summit in sight? When I moved to Los Angeles, I shed the mountains that had raised me. Desperate for hardship, I signed up for a rock climbing adventure in Yosemite. In rock climbing, I had found mountaineering's distant relative, that cousin you rarely see but always recognize. For 3 years I cast about the Southwest, a climber masquerading as a college student. Every free day was spent in Joshua Tree, Red Rocks, Yosemite, every night on the desert's freeways. At the end of a hard day, drained of sweat and energy but awash in content, I still looked up and felt the pull, like gravity had been reversed, just for me. In the desert, I made my deal with the mountains. I stripped bare my lifestyle that the rock might grant me passage. We took little water, less food. We climbed fast. We rarely spoke. We always knew what the other was thinking, doing, planning. It was a fool's deal. We still failed. From each, I learned more. College ended. I moved back to Alaska. I traded the granite cliffs and sandstone spires of the desert for the mountains of Alaska. It was like living my life in reverse. The mountains of my youth seemed small now, and my rocks were far away. I sought out larger mountains, greater challenges. I pushed harder, longer, colder, alone. I felt the line between success and failure begin to blur. Someone once said, "I can't understand a sport where success is defined as not dying." Well, I understand. Eventually, I felt a larger pull, the strongest on the continent. I'd been looking at it all my life, but now I saw things differently. Flying to Kahiltna Base Camp felt like being born again, like everything I'd done before was actually someone else. This was the real me. This was what I should be doing. For weeks we labored and endured, working our way upward. In the end, we fell 3,000 feet short, one day from the summit. It only took 2 days to climb back down. This, then, was success through failure, through not dying. Simpson once wrote of the beckoning silence of great height. It took me years to understand that not everyone felt that beckoning. I still don't understand why not, but I wonder, if everyone did, would I still?